Hello, hi, this is Dr. Neela. Happy to see you all. Now we are going to vlog about the adult vaccination. Yes, we do have an adult vaccination. Other than the vaccination scams and the debatable topic whether the vaccination is needed or not, let me be out of the topic and into the field. We'll talk about the adult vaccination. Vaccine is a substance that protects against you from certain diseases. To be more precise, we'll go as types: live attenuated vaccine, killed vaccine, toxoids, and we'll still have types of vaccines, which I'm not going to deal in depth. As I said earlier, we'll talk about the live attenuated vaccine, which is prepared by weakening or inactivating the organism, where its pathogenicity is removed while antigenicity is maintained. I understand it's quite gloomy. Let me be more clear. I'll elicit an example where polio vaccine is a live attenuated vaccine. Polio vaccine is prepared by removing its pathogenicity, which is the ability to cause the muscular paralysis, which is the ability to produce the illness in human body. So the pathogenicity is being completely removed. The antigenicity, in other words, it is the identity of the organism or the genetic material is still maintained. Hence, when we inject the polio vaccine inside the human body, our immunity do recognize the antigenic property of the polio vaccine. Hence, in case if we come across the polio virus or if we are in a chance to get infected with the polio virus, our immune system, especially the memory cells of our immune system, will recognize this particular polio vaccine and fight against them without producing any clinical illness or symptoms. Killed vaccine, where here the organism is completely killed and injected, and this is where the killed vaccines are being prepared. Similarly, antigenic property is maintained while pathogenicity is being removed. Toxoid vaccines, in other words, it is the poison produced by the organism or a bacteria in a smaller version, where we inject this smaller portion of the toxoid. As I earlier said, the antigenic property, our immune system will produce an immunity against this toxoid when we come across the similar organism in future. Let's get into the vaccination. We do follow a specific protocol for children in vaccination. Unlikely for adults, certain work sector people are being immunized, but not every individual is being immunized. So we'll deal about the vaccines which I scrutinize to certain limits. Okay, first we'll talk about the two important vaccines, pneumococcal and influenza vaccine, which prevent respiratory infections. The identical features of these two vaccines are the route of spread for both these influenza and pneumococcal diseases, airborne and droplet infections, and they both result in viral bacterial pneumonia, acute respiratory distress syndrome, and in immunocompromised and young adults it may result in death. Pneumococcal vaccine, there are two types, PCV13, which is conjugate, PPSV23, which is polysaccharide, where conjugate and polysaccharide will be dealt in next video. Regarding the dosage, PCV13 can be injected from 19 to 64 years of age at any time, which is a single dose. After taking your PCV13, you are followed to take PPSV23 after 8 weeks from the first dose to 1 year. Next is influenza vaccine. The interesting thing about the influenza virus is it gets mutated every year. So there are 2 strains being updated every year by the expertise. So influenza vaccine is recommended to take every year. The next two important vaccines are hepatitis A and typhoid vaccine, where the route of spread for these two conditions are contaminated water and food. The pathogenicity or illness caused by these two, hepatitis A and typhoid, it starts from jaundice, end up in cerebral complications resulting in fatal conditions. The dosage of hepatitis A is 2 doses, which is taken 6 months apart, and its efficacy is lifetime. And again, the typhoid vaccine, it should be updated and should be taken 2 years once. The next two vaccines are hepatitis V and varicella vaccines, where this is important for all healthcare workers and frontliners. Focusing on hepatitis V, the route of spread of this disease is through needle stick injury, exchange of body fluids, sexual transmission. Hence, all the healthcare workers who indulge in doing surgeries, who indulge in putting injection to the infected patients, they might end up accidentally get infected with this disease. Hence, their vaccination to hepatitis B is highly mandated. The dosage of hepatitis B, it is of 3 doses: 0 dose, 1 dose and 2 dose. 0 dose you take as a first shot. First dose is taken 1 month apart the 0 dose, and the third dose is taken 6 months apart the first dose. And the lifetime efficacy these 2 vaccines provide. Varicella zoster, which is chicken pox. If you are not infected with chicken pox in your lifetime, you might get infected in the adulthood, or when you handle a patient with chicken pox, or when you have someone who deal with the chicken pox, you might get infected. To prevent this, you need to have a varicella vaccine, which is 2 doses, which are taken 1 month apart, and its efficacy is lifetime. Coming to the important vaccine for women, that is MMR, that is measles, mumps, rubella, and HPV, which is human papillomavirus. The human papillomavirus, the route of spread of this virus is through sexual transmission, which results in persistent genital infections to pre-cancer cervix to the cancer cervix. Hence, this vaccine is mandatory to be taken by young girls before the onset of sexual activity at least 6 months prior. The schedule for HPV is 3 doses: 0, 1, 2. 0 dose is as per your schedule. 10 to 12 years is the right age to have. Second dose is 2 months apart from the first dose, and third dose is 6 months apart from the first dose. Next important vaccine for women is, especially for women, is MMR. This is a trivalent vaccine. Trivalent vaccine, to be explained, as a single shot you will be protected from 3 viruses, namely measles, mumps and rubella. Measles and rubella, the route of spread is droplet infections, while mumps is direct contact transmission, or through airborne droplets you will be infected with the mumps. The complications of these MMR, the illness produced by this measles, mumps and rubella, are, it ranges from cerebral complications like encephalitis, meningitis and cerebral palsy, to the congenital anomalies and stillborn birth of the child. Real dose of MMR is 2 doses, which is taken 1 month apart, and the efficacy of this MMR is 20 years once. Hence, booster your doses every 20 years. Travel vaccines. This is a very important type of vaccine where the people who travel to the developing countries or the endemic countries where certain diseases are prevalent, before immigrating to that country, you are supposed to be vaccinated. The first vaccine is poliomyelitis. Polio vaccine. Polio vaccine, it is the route of spread for this polio vaccine is fecal-oral route. They produce illness is paralytic disease. Hence, the dosage of this vaccine, if you have incompletely vaccinated or not vaccinated in your childhood, that is, if you didn't complete your 4 doses in your childhood, the adult vaccination schedule for you is 3 doses. 0 dose and 1 dose should be taken 1 month apart, and the third dose is taken 6 months apart from your second dose. Second is Japanese encephalitis. The main route of transmission is vector borne, and the culprit is Culex mosquitoes. The symptoms or illness, it ranges from asymptomatically nothing, from fever to aseptic meningitis resulting in death. The vaccination schedule for this Japanese encephalitis is primarily 2 doses, which is taken 1 week apart. If you are traveling to the endemic of Japanese encephalitis, the travelers are requested to take their vaccine 1 week prior to the travel. And if you are more prone to travel to the Japanese encephalitis belt epidemic area, then you are supposed to take your third booster dose 1 year apart from your primary first dose. Third is Meningococcal vaccine. The route of spread is direct transmission or droplet infection. The illness range from meningitis, septicemia and circulatory collapse. The schedule of this vaccine is 2 doses 2 months apart, where it is more common and it is insisted to take when you travel to the meningitis belt, that is sub-Saharan African extending to Ethiopia. The fourth vaccine is yellow fever, where the main sinner is the mosquitoes, which transmit the virus from monkey to monkey and occasionally humans. Hence, in urban area, the transmission is human to human through mosquitoes. The illness ranges from jaundice, hemorrhagic fever, and death occurs within 10 to 14 days. Hence, there is only single available vaccine, that is 17D live attenuated vaccine, where the single dosage provide long-term efficacy. The fifth vaccine is Tdap. It is a trivalent vaccine and it covers 3 bacteria: tetanus, diphtheria and pertussis. We'll start with tetanus. Patients or individuals who are exposed to road traffic accidents, who are exposed to needle stick injury, who are exposed to sharp rusted injuries or pricks, they are exposed to a particular bacteria called Clostridium Tetani, which is present in soil almost everywhere in the world. The ranging illness of this Clostridium tetani is it starts from muscular spasm, locked jaw, opisthotonus, that is spasm of the back muscles, resulting in seizures and finally death. Following tetanus, it is diphtheria. Diphtheria, the route of transmission is direct contact and droplet infections. And the illness is ranging from formation of pseudomembrane in your throat by Corynebacterium diphtheriae, resulting in respiratory and heart failure. Following diphtheria, it is pertussis, where it is the route of spread is through airborne droplets, where Bordetella diphtheria produces a whooping cough which is highly contagious, resulting in pneumonia, meningitis, encephalitis, resulting in death. The schedule of this Tdap is, it is a trivalent vaccine taken as a single shot, followed by TD, that is bivalent vaccine, which covers tetanus and diphtheria, which should be taken every 10 years once. The next vaccine which I am eagerly waiting to talk about is COVID-19 vaccine. But keeping fingers across, by 2021, we'll make another vlog regarding this COVID-19 in depth. So, all take care, stay safe, and this is Dr. Neela signing off. Take care, bye-bye.